On January 20, 2026, the global defense community was rocked. Indonesia had officially withdrawn from the KF-21 Boramae fighter jet program. Years of missed payments and tense negotiations had finally ended in a quiet announcement from Seoul, sending shockwaves across Asia. The KF-21 project, once a symbol of middle-power cooperation between South Korea and Indonesia, now stood at a crossroads. Analysts saw this as the inevitable conclusion to a partnership plagued by debt, mistrust, and public disagreements. The dream of Indonesian pilots flying jets co-developed by their own engineers was over. For South Korea, Indonesia's exit was both a blow and a moment of clarity. The KF-21 program, led by Korea Aerospace Industries, was already a technical success. Prototypes were flying, tests were exceeding expectations, and global interest was rising. Seoul had proven it could develop a world-class fighter jet largely on its own. The drama with Indonesia was now history. The focus shifted to securing the program's future and finding a new, more reliable ally. The story became a lesson in the complexities of international defense collaboration. It raised questions about trust, reliability, and the true cost of ambition. As the dust settled, a new narrative emerged. Indonesia's exit was not just an ending, but a new beginning. The stage was set for another nation to step forward. A nation ready to prove itself a worthy partner. The KF-21 saga was far from over. It had just entered its most dramatic act yet. The world was watching to see who would join South Korea in this next chapter. The future of Asian defense alliances was about to be rewritten. The KF-21 Boramae was born from South Korea's ambition to break free from reliance on foreign fighter jets. The goal: develop a homegrown advanced fighter to replace aging F-4s and F-5s and build a sovereign aerospace industry. Launched in 2015, the project was South Korea's most expensive military endeavor, costing over $7 billion. From the start, Seoul sought an international partner to share costs and guarantee an export market. Indonesia, with vast territory and growing defense needs, seemed ideal. The deal: Indonesia would pay 20% of development costs for access to a prototype, technical data, and technology transfer. Indonesian engineers would work alongside Koreans, gaining hands-on experience and jump-starting their own aerospace industry. For South Korea, it was a chance to prove itself as a reliable technology partner. The plan envisioned 120 jets for Korea and 48 for Indonesia. A win-win on paper. The dream: a formidable jointly developed aircraft dominating Asian skies for decades. But as history would show, dreams alone aren't enough. For Indonesia, joining the KF-21 project was a strategic leap. With over 17,000 islands to defend, modern air power was essential. The KF-21 promised not just new jets, but technology transfer, crucial for Indonesia's goal of building a self-reliant defense industry. Indonesian engineers would gain advanced skills, and the nation hoped to assemble jets domestically, creating jobs and prestige. Aligning with South Korea signaled a shift in Indonesia's defense relationships, diversifying beyond traditional suppliers. The KF-21 was more than a weapon, it was a ticket to the club of advanced defense industrial nations. The vision: Indonesian-built KF-21s, flown by Indonesian pilots, protecting Indonesian skies. It was bold, ambitious, and, at the time, seemed within reach. But ambition would soon collide with reality. The partnership's grand vision quickly ran into trouble. Money was the first hurdle. Indonesia fell behind on payments, accumulating nearly $1 billion in debt and straining trust with Seoul. Then, a 2024 scandal: Indonesian engineers were caught trying to steal classified KF-21 data. The breach shattered trust, leading to tighter security and restricted access for Indonesian personnel. As debt mounted, Indonesia's influence in the project waned, and South Korea took a dominant role. Jakarta grew frustrated, claiming it wasn't receiving promised technology transfer. The relationship soured, with both sides feeling betrayed. The dream of collaboration faded. The alliance was now defined by debt, distrust, and disappointment. Indonesian engineers found their roles diminished, and the free flow of information was replaced by firewalls. South Korea, unwilling to risk further leaks, pulled back on sharing its crown jewels. The partnership, once a model of cooperation, was now irreparably fractured. The cracks had become a chasm. With Indonesia nearly $1 billion in arrears and implicated in espionage, South Korea's patience snapped. Seoul's DAPA issued a final non-negotiable offer, reduced financial contribution, but also a sharply reduced role for Indonesia. Technology transfer was off the table. Indonesia would be a buyer, not a co-developer. The promise of assembling jets in Indonesia was gone. Aircraft would be built in Korea. No prototype for testing or training would be provided, a direct result of the spy scandal. Instead, Indonesia was offered limited technical data and a stripped-down role. The message was clear: pay less, get less, and stay at arm's length. For Jakarta, the revised deal was untenable. It gutted the very purpose of their involvement. Without technology transfer or industrial participation, the project became just an expensive purchase. Prestige and industrial benefits vanished. Facing a diminished role and ongoing financial constraints, Indonesia chose to walk away. South Korea's firm stance forced a moment of truth. On January 20, 2026, the partnership ended with a headline, closing a chapter that once held so much promise. The KF-21 would move forward, but without its original partner. The world took note. Reliability and trust now mattered more than ambition. Despite the breakup, the KF-21 Boramae program soared. Freed from uncertainty, KAI and DAPA accelerated development. Prototypes flew, tests exceeded expectations, and the jet's reputation grew. The Boramae proved its combat readiness, integrating advanced radar and weapon systems, and achieving supersonic speeds. International interest surged. Poland, Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and South America all eyed the KF-21 as a capable, affordable alternative to pricier Western jets. Indonesia's exit, while diplomatically awkward, barely slowed technical progress. In fact, it streamlined decision-making and showcased South Korea's engineering prowess. The Boramae became a symbol of national achievement, ready for the global market. Its success was a testament to South Korea's vision and investment in its defense industry. The Hawk was ready to fly solo, and the world was watching. The program's reputation soared, untethered from partnership drama. The KF-21 was now a purely South Korean triumph. The KF-21 saga is a masterclass in the realities of international defense collaboration. It proves that partnerships require more than shared goals. They demand trust and reliability. Indonesia's chronic payment delays and the espionage scandal eroded the foundation of the alliance. Technology transfer is an act of profound trust, not just a contractual obligation. South Korea learned the hard way. Access to sensitive technology must be earned, not bought. Future deals will have stricter security, phased technology transfer, and tougher verification. The days of broad access based on promises are over. Partnerships are two-way streets. Benefits come with responsibilities. Indonesia's failure to uphold its end meant forfeiting the rewards. The message for future partners: fulfill commitments, respect boundaries, and protect trust. Without that, even the most promising alliance will fail. The KF-21 story is a warning and a guide for all future collaborations. As Indonesia exited, the Philippines emerged as a strong candidate to join the KF-21 program. The Philippine Air Force, already operating South Korean FA-50 jets, had proven itself a reliable and professional partner. This history of successful cooperation built deep trust between Manila and Seoul. The Philippines, like Indonesia, faces vast maritime security challenges and needs advanced fighters. The KF-21 fits perfectly, offering range, payload, and sensors for maritime patrol and air superiority. A partnership would likely focus on procurement and local maintenance, not full co-development. This approach reduces risk for South Korea while still benefiting the Philippines' defense industry. The Philippines brings what Seoul now values most: reliability and a proven track record. The stage is set for a new, more stable partnership. The future of the KF-21 may soon have a new flag alongside South Korea's. The KF-21 shakeup is more than a fighter jet story. It's a turning point for Asian defense partnerships. It shows that trust, not just money, is the true currency in military technology. Indonesia's exit is a cautionary tale. Ambition without reliability leads to failure. The Philippines' potential entry highlights a new paradigm: dependability over size or wealth. Seoul will now prioritize proven partners over grand promises. This shift will reshape defense deals across Asia, emphasizing shared values and mutual commitment. Successful alliances will be built on transparency and trust, not just contracts. The KF-21's journey is a lesson in the fundamentals of relationships. between nations and people. Trust must be earned, protected, and respected. In the end, the strongest alliances are forged not in steel, but in trust.